So this is to introduce you to musictheory.net. And the website looks like this, musictheory.net. And at the front, we have these two icons. Now you're not gonna click on either one of these icons. We're going to go to here. This is lessons. And this is going to teach you about so many different things. And I really am sorry that I can't be here right now to go through this with you. But this is great information to get you started. You have staff, clefs, and ledger lines. And you've got the information with a picture here. And this down at the bottom tells you what it is. When it's yellow, that is directly related to what this is. To make this go further, you can either press Enter or the down arrow. I'm going to press the down arrow and it goes on, and it talks about the modern staff. And the way they say the modern staff, because there was a different kind of staff. This is a keyboard, and you can see these moving up the keyboard. From your perspective, it seems that it's just moving from left to right, but over here you can see that it's moving up and then jumps back down. When we move up on the keyboard like this, the notes get higher. So you can take yourself all the way through this with the notes. Sorry, I'm going to click this and go back. You can take yourself through these lessons. I wouldn't go any further than these that are right here. Maybe, no, you don't need to go any further than these that are right there. And then once you've gone through that, then we can go through on the exercises. And the exercises are pretty interesting. It's a great way to teach you. This first one, this is Tenuto. That's an app. You're not going to click on that. You're going to go to this one. That's note identification. And when we click on note identification, I usually have it on challenge mode. We're going to go these dots right here. And the first thing that we see is clefs. And I want you to click on grand staff. The reason we click on grand staff is because we're always going to look at treble clef and bass clef together. All right, now our range. This is kind of fun because you can make this small, or you can make this bigger or smaller. And so this is the total range. You're going to learn from this note all the way to this note. But you don't know that yet, so you don't have to practice that yet. What I recommend is you make your range kind of small. Go with just the treble clef. Maybe go with just 3 notes. 3 notes. So what are those 3 notes, you want to know? I guess we could figure this out by taking our challenge. Now, the next thing we do once we choose our notes is we say positions, lines or spaces. Now, most of the time we're on lines or spaces, but you could change that if you wanted. Whoops, sorry. The most important thing for you to do, if this isn't familiar to you, you can put helpers on, and that's going to tell you the letters. The next thing is you want to make sure this is off. Accidentals should be off, and the note filter should be on. And when you click on the note filter, what you might see is you might see all of these selected. I would deselect them and just leave these. And you can stop and rewind this as necessary to go back. But once you have that set up, I like to put it on the challenge. You use your back arrow to go to the next thing. Next question, I like it to say next question immediately. And I like to have the challenge on. 10 questions is perfect. You do not have to worry about a time limit. If I have 10 questions, then I come back, and now I start my challenge, and I get these answers. Now, I've got helpers on, so you can see that it tells me what this letter is. This is the letter F. I click on it. Oh, I was right. This is, look at that, A. Oh, I was right. F. And what is this one? Let me trace it over here. It says this is G. Excellent. So I would keep going. So already I've gotten 4/4. As soon as, I'm going to finish this out real quick because I actually do know what these notes are. And then once I'm done, I got my high score and I look at my time. So the reason I like this is because when you're doing something, if I did this again and I got a faster time, that would mean that I'm learning it better. And then once I've learned it better, it's time for me to go to my settings and then expand what I'm doing. So maybe I want to come down to a bass clef note and add those in. This is something you can do, and if you need help with this, just leave the helpers on. That will certainly help you, and make sure that the note filter is on with just the middle lines, okay? That's the only thing that you need to do with notetheory.net, musictheory.net, sorry, until I'm back.